Well, hi. Today is Monday, December 30th, 2024, and this is Morning Coffee. I'm Todd Studer, glad to have you along, and I'm wearing the Hawkeye shirt because the Hawkeyes are playing later today. They do battle with Missouri Tigers. That is coming up in the Music City Bowl. If you want to watch the game, they're going to have it on ESPN. And also, congratulations, Nebraska not only making it to a bowl game after a long drought, they managed to come away with the win in the Pinstripe Bowl. So congratulations, Husker fans. And also congratulations to the Iowa State Cyclones. This was the first game, the Pop-Tarts Bowl in Orlando against Miami, that Iowa State came back and won by 1 point. This was really the first bowl game that I'd seen, and I hadn't seen all of them, but the first one that I'd seen that actually felt like both teams wanted to be there. It really felt like almost a championship type game. And I thought that Iowa State showed a lot of heart and well done coming back the way they did. I thought that Coach Campbell showed tons of class, bragging on his team afterwards when I saw the post-game interview, and couldn't be more proud to have Iowa State have the kind of year that they've had, being an Iowa native myself. And, of course, we're all wishing that the Iowa Hawkeyes can pull one out against Missouri later on this afternoon. Coming up later on in the program, a couple of friends will be on. Cassy Lawrence and Dave Lawrence, founders of the nonprofit Sail On and Fly High. We're going to talk with them a bit about what it's like to go through the holidays while still grieving the loss of a family member. We'll also talk about some of the things that they are doing with their nonprofit. And just also, both of them have been, well, actually, Cassy is going through the leadership class in Council Bluffs right now. Dave went through it last year, so we're going to talk with him about that, too. All of that is coming up a little bit later on in the program. Time is running out if you would still like to get signed up for that free web development class being offered by the AIM Institute. This is going to be done online, and you can see a link in the description to this show of where you can go to sign up. This is not some small seminar. This is a true 128-hour class. They're going to meet 2 times per week on Mondays and Wednesday evenings. You'll be logging on through Google Meet, so you don't have to go to a classroom setting. But what a wonderful opportunity if you have been thinking about maybe switching careers into web development, or maybe you're still looking for your first career. This is an excellent opportunity to be able to explore and all of this with no financial risk to you at all, because this class is 100% free. So click on that link, that Eventbrite link that's in the description. And thanks to AIM Institute for putting this on. Also, while you're on the internet and roaming around, take a look at my website, lashillsmedia.com. And what I'm asking is not just looking at the content, but looking at how it flows and how everything is put together from a technical standpoint, because Sue Pitts from Just Sue Creative is the one that built this website for me. She did the same with her own website. I think it looks phenomenal there as well. And she can help you when it comes to growing your business with a lot of different things that she can do for you. So go to justsuecreative.com to learn more. And Prairie and Pine Real Estate Group, that is Keller Williams, Greater Omaha. You know, everything in real estate right now during the holiday season kind of slows down a bit, but I'm still seeing, you know, I follow them on social media. I'm still seeing more houses coming up on their social media that they have for sale. So still a lot going on. And plus the fact that Mackenzie Shelton and her team have offices in Council Bluffs, Omaha, and Lincoln. That means they really have a good understanding about everything that's going on in the market. So visit them online, set up an appointment to talk with Mackenzie, and find out how she can help you either buy or sell a house, or maybe you need to do both. Joining us, the founders of Sail On and Fly High. It is Cassy Lawrence and Dave Lawrence. How has the holiday season been? We've gone through Christmas. We're nearly at New Year's. How's everything going for you guys?
It's interesting. It's going pretty good, though.
Right.
Navigating new traditions and kind of going with the flow. But it was good to us this year.
I was thinking about this earlier, and I thought you guys would be a great source of information for this topic. And it's obviously, having gone through a loss and still dealing with all of that, it can sometimes be difficult to go through holidays like this.
Oh, incredibly difficult.
Yeah. Right. But, you know, we kind of... And I'm speaking for myself as well, is we kind of put the bar like way high. So if we're just not ecstatically happy, we think we failed. And I don't think that that's the
through
case.
Yeah. We're learning through the years to give ourselves more and more grace, to go with the flow. And
something that we've talked about quite a bit, especially this year, like just, understanding there's a lot of emotions and sometimes it strikes at different times, and just providing a lot of grace to each other. So,
but one thing that we're really trying to focus on is moments of joy without guilt.
Yeah.
And allowing ourselves to experience the joy, because truly Sailor would want that. Our loved ones want that. So, it's easier said than done, but I think that we're doing a pretty good job of feeling joy and being in the moment and experiencing that and I when think it comes.
On the opposite side of that coin, but not the opposite of what you're talking about dealing with, is not only giving yourself permission to feel joy, but also giving yourself permission to feel sadness and to feel loss.
Yes.
Because, as you're going through this, it's Christmas time. And I'm thinking about a different scenario that somebody had talked to me a long time ago, that I was talking to him about how lonely I was. And I didn't really feel like doing anything. And he said, well, you live alone. If you weren't feeling lonely, that would be the problem. So, it's okay to feel sad. It's okay to feel that loss, and know that, okay, it's going to be a cycle, and I'll come through it, and then I'll feel a little bit better, but it's not like a just on or off kind of thing.
No, it's not. And that's why we said we go with the flow quite a bit. Sometimes we have to step away from really exuberant moments, because sometimes the higher you feel, then you kind of have that crash a little bit, and it's bouncing all around and bouncing all over, and buying gifts in 2s and not 3s for, their Christmas Eve pajamas and things like that. It's totally different. And I even said to Dave, I said, I think I may be dissociating a little bit this year, because I kind of put on the business mindset when I ordered things, and I didn't, they were heartfelt, but I also got it done really, really early. So I wasn't feeling it through the holidays, anticipating that I would have other feelings during the holidays.
One of the reasons I wanted to talk to you guys today is because we are in this season of the year, and it seems like everything is amplified then. Do you find that as you go through this process and, a few years into it, that as you can call it heal, or you can call it just learning a new normal, or whatever it is, do you find that you're constantly learning a new way of doing things, because now You're in a different position and you're in a different mindset? So now you have a whole new thing that you have to navigate, as opposed to everything just stays static and you figure out how to process that.
I say all the time, people say just get through the firsts and then you're going to feel better. Every day is a new first. Right. And so every day is navigating something new and different. And I know it sounds repetitive, but giving ourselves grace, giving ourselves space to feel those emotions, lots of communication, within family, within friends, with, everybody that you encounter, just lots of communication. And we really try to be authentically ourselves in those moments of every day is brand new. Every day is a whole new experience.
Do you also find that it's helpful with your organization, Sail On and Fly High, that I know for me personally, when I've been going through something, if I can get outside of my own head and start thinking about somebody else, then that helps me along with helping somebody else. And with your organization, you do so much good, and you do so many wonderful things inside of the community and beyond that. Is that a way to kind of take yourself out of that present moment if you're struggling?
Yes, that's twofold. There are some days where I am struggling so much I can't work on the nonprofit, to be quite honest, because I'm too connected. Yeah. But then there are days where working on it and doing the things and putting the wheels in motion is so cathartic. So honestly depends on the day.
Yeah.
Like, one of the things that we did this holiday season was we did some sponsorship through New Visions, provided them some calm kits, and sponsored some kiddos and all of that. But with calm kits, we were reached out to by a few teachers within the Council Bluffs Community School District in the high schools and middle schools for their behavioral programs to send home calm kits with their care packages to help the kiddos over their Christmas break handle the multitude of emotions that they may be feeling, not having their structure of their classroom setting. And dropping those off was incredible. Having the kids so happy, and one child happened to have on the original Sail On and Fly High t-shirt that was clearly a hand-me-down. Right. It was a little too big for him, but it was such a beautiful sign too. And they had seen our stuff. They knew who we were, and they had been a part of Teen Central at the library, who also has calm kits. And it was just kind of a full circle doing good work moment to have these kiddos be so excited for these calm kits. And they're like, oh, I can't wait to have this help me. I can't wait to show this to my friend. I can't wait to tell my mom about this and show her how this helps me. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I couldn't even fathom how much you would pick that up and carry it. And then just all the little things coming together was amazing.
And speaking of like gift giving and how you were talking about is, sometimes is it healing. So one of the things that she was telling me, and I'll let you tell the story, but was about going to one of the high schools or middle schools and watching the kids pick out presents for their parents. And but I'll let you share a little bit more about how healing that could be.
One of the schools that invited us in and wanted to partner was Wilson Middle School in Council Bluffs. And I didn't know this about them, but they have 900 students, and there's an organization inside there of a group of gals that put this together, where all the students get to shop from donated items to items for loved ones. And these children were so excited to be able to gift to their loved ones. The kids who were struggling the most found so much healing from being able to pick something out for other people. And I was just like, it filled my soul and it filled my bucket. And I was there delivering calm kits, and just to see all of that, it definitely helped me navigate the feelings of the day.
So this sounds like something that you weren't anticipating getting this
Not
type of response from yourself. So it was just that much better when everything happened, and it felt more powerful that way.
It did. Yeah. It really did. Yeah.
Let's talk about those calm kits a little bit, because I have one right here that came with, and you have one right there as well. I think I got one of these when I went to the Council Bluffs Business Connection coffee, and Dave, you had put these in the gift bags, and there's been so many things in here that, and I'll be honest with you, I think that some things in here work better for me than others, but I have a feeling that there's going to be some other items in there that work better for somebody else, and it just kind of depends on how they're wired. For me, believe it or not, the gum that you had in there was, I mean, I've grabbed it more than once. I said, okay, yeah, this actually works. How did you go through, and how do you make the decision as to what types of items you put in these kits?
So I know there's a weird rule with the term research. So I studied some scientific studies, and we really tried to make it scientific based, because that's the world that we're in a lot. But every item in there is guaranteed to touch one of the senses. So science studies have shown that when you are in an elevated emotional state, whether that be a grief wave, an ADHD episode, anxiety attack, something along those lines. The more senses you involve at one time, the quicker you can ground down and come back down from that. So we looked into different modalities. So mint is one thing that actually stimulates the brain and helps switch gears and helps
which would be the gum, which would also be these that's in there.
Yes, so there's gum, there's mint gum in there, there's mints in there, smelling different scents. So that's why we did scented lotion and the lemon scented handy wipes, because then you're touching.
Oh no, see that's I wondered why that was in here. So so these that makes sense.
It provides a cooling sensation a lot of times because they're alcohol wipes.
Right.
So it does kind of double duty to a certain degree.
Well, and well, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was just going to say, it might seem silly that there's handy wipes in here, but they're lemon scented. It's something to do with your hands. And it's a normal thing to do, because as much as we want to destigmatize having these episodes and talking about mental health, when you're in the midst of that episode, you might not want to say, hey, I'm wiping my hands with a handy wipe because I am feeling anxious. You can just be like, I'm cleaning my hands and get back in your zone.
Well, and also, if we're feeling anxiety about something, whether it has to do with loss, whether it has to do with something we're worried about or whatever, we're not in the present. Anxiety doesn't live in the present. And all of these things are designed to bring you back into the present. I mean, here's the thing it's very textured and you can kind of feel it on your fingers. And that's what all of these things are designed to do, is to bring you back and to right at this present moment. It's not going to fix whatever problem you have. It's not going to fix it. It's but that's not what it's designed to do. It's just to circle you back into the present and give you a chance to process things in a different way. And that's what I love about this thing. And
that's why we call it the Calm Kit, is because it's not, it's not therapy. It's not anything else. It's just to calm you back down to reality for that specific moment, that anxiety, that ADHD wave, whatever that is. And to touch on what you were saying earlier, which I think was great, is that you said that there's things in there that I didn't even really use or didn't even think about using, or just don't fit me. That's exactly why we put a variety of different things in there. And that's why each one of them hits on a different sense or multiple senses, is so that if that's not something that's for you, that's fine. Not everybody wants to put earplugs in, but we add earplugs in there.
Yeah, right here.
Not everybody fidgets with things. I fidget with a lot of different things, if you couldn't tell. And so I'm rumbling the desk here as we speak. But inside those Calm Kits, it's designed so that you pick out your kind of favorite things, or things that, you empathize or sympathize with, and then you can utilize and maybe even grow that bag, from that point.
That's why we really wanted reusable bags that have a beautiful message on them, because the back say you can sail on through the rough seas and fly high to reach your dreams, which is one of our vision statements. And so being in a reusable bag, you can put things in there. Once you have learned what helps you most, keep them with you. Pass on the others, teach other people. And there's a guide sheet in here. We've got big plans for our next batch of 500. So far since last April, we have distributed over 1,000 Calm Kits in our community.
Well done.
Thank you. And thank you to our volunteers we had about 30 volunteers show up and knocked out over 1,000 bags in about an hour and a half in an assembly line. It was incredible. The Acres hosted us and people showed up, and it was phenomenal. And we're going to be doing another 500 here shortly. And so things are arriving. We're changing them up just a little bit based off of some feedback and just some new items, and to,
jazz things up a little bit.
It's fun to jazz things up a little bit, but the staples will be in there. And there's instructions and the reasonings behind each item that's in there. And we're just really excited to do this.
And we got some feedback that, we didn't have a Spanish version, so we're going to actually get a Spanish side as well. So, so it's multilingual.
Right.
Yeah.
Excellent. You brought up the getting everybody together and knocking these out really quickly. And I wanted to talk to both of you today before we wrap things up, because Dave, you went through the last leadership class with the
Yep.
Council Bluffs Chamber of Commerce. And Cassie, you are in it currently.
I am.
Yeah. So this, I think, is going to give us a very unique view into what this is, because with all of those folks getting together, Dave, if I remember correctly, these were a lot of folks that you were in that class with.
Oh,
that was out
absolutely.
there.
I would say a good 90%, if not more, if not everybody that was in the class showed up or contributed in some way, shape, or form, and have wonderful memories, and so very blessed to be a part of that class. So,
well, and Cassie, you're going through this now. So how has it been? Because what are you, two or three sessions in at this point?
September, October, November, December, 4.
Four. Okay. So how has it been for you, and what kind of things are you getting out of it?
It has been incredible. How some of the schools found out, we were trying to do our own networking in different ways, but one of my classmates, his wife is one of the behavioral specialists at TJ, and I handed out calm kits to my class during nonprofit day and was able to speak about our nonprofit. And that was how that ball got rolling. We have had other people approach us for different ideas, and it was because of my leadership class that ball got rolling. We were introduced to some other things because of Dave's leadership class, and just the connections have been phenomenal. Friendship, business, volunteering, creative, everything.
Every aspect of
it.
And I love it because I'm not from Council Bluffs originally. And so from being an outside perspective and going through that, it was amazing. I mean, I learned so much about the city of Council Bluffs and our history that I had no idea. And Cassie, she's a native, and she comes back and tells me stuff that she didn't even know.
Yeah.
And so, it's just an amazing program, honestly. And, hats off to those guys for the program that they're putting together and the leaders that they're developing here in the city of Council Bluffs. So
yeah, I think this is high 30s of the number class. What number class are you, Cassie?
30, you're 30.
I'm 37. You're 36.
I was 36. And a little spin back to the leadership as well, as they're ones that originally started our mental health awareness event in May.
Mm-hmm.
So, go ahead.
It was class 34 that created the mental health awareness event that we are the presenting sponsors for, and we jumped on that first year. And so that was another tie-in to leadership. So it was a leadership class that started that and then invited us on their committee, and we're the presenting sponsors, and then have really just meshed together to make an amazing event.
Yep, and we plan on having our daughter go through hopefully next year. So
for junior leadership, she's applying. Yeah,
for junior leadership. Yeah, excellent. That is just wonderful. Before we wrap things up, jumping back into your nonprofit Sail On and Fly High, where things are at right now, is this the path that you thought when you first started this, that this is where you would be at? Is this are things just going in directions that you couldn't anticipate? But what is that about?
In a beautiful way, yes. I thought that we would, I'd be speaking more in schools and things like that, but that hasn't been as received as, and nor am I quite ready for that personally yet. We thought we would be working with other organizations that were not, and not in a bad way. The Calm Kit thing developed, and we really found our passion with that.
Yeah.
And the event truly found our passion with that. So in a beautiful way, it has evolved in something different than I think that we were originally anticipating.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I don't think that I had a big vision for what Sail On and Fly High was going to be,
or how big
it was going to get at any point in time. But it's just, again, I attribute it all to our community support from day one since we've lost Sailor, and it's just been a phenomenal. And finding different circles and tribes that are going to continue to help grow us and help, get us through the tough times, but also, help other people during their tough times and continue just the trajectory that we're on is just amazing.
We had a conversation the other day that we really want to also focus on the people who are caring for the people with mental health too. How can we support them as well with these events that we are having and things like that to really encompass everything?
Well, I have noticed that every time that you and I sit down and talk, whether it's this platform or whatever platform it might be, we won't talk about the past, but, but something that has been very, very apparent to me is that how much the two of you hold on to each other. And the fact that, a lot of times that when a tragedy happens in a family, it can drive a wedge in between that. And that's not what happened with you. It actually, I think, drew you even closer together than what you were before. And it just happened almost immediately. I've noticed that anytime that, we've talked, whether it be in person or online, you're hanging on to each other. You're constantly there to support each other. And the two of you are an inspiration to not just folks that go through that, but I think just how a marriage should work. I think that the two of you are just should be exalted and held up high for an example for others. So I'm very grateful to call you both friends. I'm getting a little emotional here, but
thank you. But, we have talked.
It's not easy.
It's not easy. It's not. Minutes after we found out about Sailor, Dave was sitting on our front stoop, and I put my hands on his face and I said, "We will not let this break us." I don't know what propelled me to say that. I don't know if it's being a nurse in the mental health field, being an adult, knowing that things like that can really, be detrimental to a substantial marriage. And we have gone through a lot of stuff in the last few years. And looking back, I was like, we thought we were so strong, but our house was built of popsicle sticks. And we, this last year, really have rebuilt, especially. And our pillars go clear to the center of the earth, and they are steel. Yeah. And it's been beautiful to grow together through this too. And I appreciate your sentiments very, very much, because
Well, for anyone who might be listening,
live this pretty little lady, so
I love you.
there's a big difference between being strong and feeling strong, and that they're not the same thing. And,
they're not.
You don't have to feel it to actually be strong. And I think that that's what you're proving. And if I'm seeing it, everybody else is seeing it too. So thank you for everything that it is that you're doing. And we look forward to talking to you more about some of the different things that are going on. And as things come up, please don't be a stranger. We'd love to have you on anytime.
Yeah, thank you for having us. We appreciate it. And we appreciate your friendship too, and your constant support. You have been right by our sides since you knew about us. So for that, I am incredibly thankful too.
And you're just an amazing voice for our community, and we just appreciate you, Todd.
Well, I got nowhere to go from there. So, all right. Yeah, you could see my eyes get a little watery during that interview, because those two just mean so much to me. And I think that they're wonderful examples of how people can take a negative and turn it into a positive for an entire community. And that's what Sail On and Fly High organization is. And I'm very proud to be able to call Cassy and Dave my friends. Also, another good friend of mine that is down there at GT Motors, and you're going to want to stop in and see the good folks there, because their inventory of used cars is always changing. And these are quality used cars that they sell at GT Motors, located on the 20th block on Broadway in Council Bluffs. Still easy to see. They got the big giant Christmas tree out there on the awning, and that makes it very easy to spot. I also think that tree is such a wonderful addition to the Broadway area in Council Bluffs. But go to gtmotorscb.com, see what they have on their lot right now, and also understand that there might be a little bit of a difference, because, sometimes they don't get the website updated immediately after they get new cars on the lot. So they may have more than what you're seeing there. So stop in and take a look. And Service Master Restore by Schmader is Cindy Schmader, and she is the name that you hope you don't need, but you sure are glad that she's there if you do, because when disaster strikes, it is Service Master Restore by Schmader. We have updated her website, so you can see that as it's going through on the scroll underneath. Yeah, it's a little bit longer, but that's going to take you directly to Cindy's website now, as opposed to having to search for her on there. So if you go to that website, you'll be able to find Cindy and take a look at everything that she can do, because with the disaster restoration, could be a flood, could be a fire, they do a lot of mold damage, that they can handle that too. So get a hold of Cindy and her team and find out just everything that she can do for you. Good luck, Hawkeyes. Coming up later on this afternoon, I believe that game kicks at 1:30. I'm planning on watching it. I hope you are too, as Iowa faces Missouri in the Music City Bowl. Congrats once again to Iowa State and also Nebraska for getting wins. Let's see if we can complete the trifecta and get the Iowa Hawkeyes through with a win in Nashville for this afternoon. Programming note, we will not have a show again on New Year's Day, and then the rest of the week will be just programming as usual. I have been going through and contacting a lot of nonprofits to invite them onto the show, and if I haven't sent anything to you yet, you have a nonprofit or you're involved with a nonprofit organization in the Council Bluffs area or Pottawatomie County, please reach out to me. Send me an email, toddstuder@gmail.com. I would love to feature you on the show. It's something that we do for nonprofits completely free of charge, and I would love to be able to offer that service for you and get you a little bit of extra publicity for everything that it is that you do, because these are the folks that are out there sacrificing their time and energy and dollars, to be honest with you, to better the community that we live in. So get a hold of me. Send me an email, toddstuder@gmail.com. That's going to wrap things up on this December 30th. One more day left of 2024 before we welcome in the new year. And I will see you back here again tomorrow morning. My name's Todd Studer. Have a great Monday.